Okay, so you can see some nice trending stories up there. But look at I no idea who this was before putting this together. Mariah the Scientist brushes off criticism of relationship with young thug. Okay, I guess she likes her men in dresses. Okay, that's her prerogative. She won't let public judgment define her relationship with Thugger. The singer explores love and scrutiny on her new album. She's got this new album, and it's called Hearts Sold Separately. This originally just came as like a little short with the Associated Press. You see that clipping I have there on the right. I'm going to attempt to play that right now.
Even the fact that I do talk about him, they get mad about it, you know. And in this song that I have with Kali Uchis, I feel like I talk about it. It's like you want somebody to understand. Everybody acts like they want love and they want love for other people, and it's like realistically, if that were the case, people wouldn't be so judgmental about what everybody is doing. And I think at this point, I'm used to people scrutinizing my relationship. You know, it's almost like I expect them to do that. I also don't want it to have such a heavy impact on my opinion on him or us to the point where it makes me not want to do it. I just want to be able to actively decide on my own if it's something that I want to do or not, or if it's something that's serving me or not serving me. And I think it's definitely been a process. But I like to talk about it. I feel like it's therapeutic to make music about it.
It's not real, people. They are just actors. Okay, and that's an interesting stage name, isn't it? Mariah the Scientist. I was thinking of maybe trying to play some of her music here. Whatever I could maybe get away with, huh? So the first thing that pops up when I'm looking on my little tablet here is a song called Sacrifice. I listened and I think this is off the new album. It's the first one that pops up called Sacrifice. Doesn't sound like my cup of tea. Maybe I'll attempt to play it a little bit here. Of course, there's going to be an ad, right? Let's see. Yeah, a little bit of an ad here. It's kind of like a R&B type. When I think of the name Mariah, like we of course we think of like Mariah Carey, right? That's semi interesting. I didn't catch anything amazing with that. Her birthday, Mariah the Scientist, it is 10 days after Eminem's birthday. That's semi interesting because Eminem, a part of the script, hooked up with Mariah Carey. That's just semi interesting, right? They'll copyright it regardless, huh? Whether we're showing the footage. But yeah, not my cup of tea. Maybe some of y'all out there. There's so many characters just popping up. It's like, is there anything original about these characters they give us anymore? It just seems like they're all recycled, huh? Yeah, not my cup of tea. Maybe, maybe some of y'all can get into that a little bit. So I know, you're probably here for the breakdown and the connections. Look at that right there. That's, you can see Young Thug just had a birthday, uh, just a little bit over a week ago. And it was on the 16th. Okay. Look at that. Look at that name right there, Mariah Amani Buckles. 161. You see a 16 in there in the ordinal cipher? I do. And I don't have the best vision, so, I know if you look, you can see it right there. 161, kind of like 16. Even that last name, Buckles, 116. Interesting. And obviously, that's like 16. Interesting name. Very interesting name there. And that's in reverse, 116 right there. You could see Young Thug, also born in 1991. You see that 19 and that 91. Kind of like a 16 a little bit, huh? If you just flip those upside down, right? You see that right there? Look at, I mean, Mariah the Scientist, Mariah Amani Buckles. Okay. So look at, wow, she's born in 1997. 19 plus 97 is 116. And Buckles equals 16. And of course, Young Thug born on the 16th. Mariah Amani Buckles 161. I mean, what are the chances of that? So you can see Buckles right here. Buckles 73, and that's just the alphabet going forwards. And it's a 73-day span from this last Young Thug birthday to the upcoming birthday of Mariah the Scientist, Mariah Amani Buckles. Look at that 73-day span from Thugger's birthday to Mariah. 73-day span, Buckles equals 73. You know what's amazing? I just played a little bit from the song Sacrifice off of her new album, and Sacrifice equals 73. Look at that right there, man. It's the first thing that popped up when I put Mariah the Scientist's new album. Look at that right there. That's completely on the fly. You get that big fat 73. Look at that ordinal cipher right there. Isn't that awesome? And then Buckles has the 73, and it's a 73-day span from Young Thug's birthday to her birthday. That's from start to end, August 16 to October 27. Wow, that is super wild right there, isn't it? Does she have a Wikipedia? Isn't that wild? I think it is wild. So, just click on her Wikipedia right here. I mean, some of these names of her albums are kind of disgusting to be eaten alive. We're going to go over a couple of these here in a moment. That's interesting that her debut album's called Master. A shout out to Richard West. Here, let me talk about him. I'm going to go ahead and play that over again in a second. Shout out to Richard West because he brought up Mastodon, kind of sounded like Master, the guitarist of Mastodon died. Mastodon's got the M like Mariah also. What's up with this damn phone? Okay. Yeah, shout out to Richard West. He pointed that out. And you get Master right here. And then Mastodon, the heavy metal band, their guitarist just died. So that's interesting. But look at this Master to be eaten alive. Pretty disgusting. And you always get this demonic energy. Look at that. And you see her name right there, Mariah Amani Buckles. We're going to get into those albums, but I have no choice but to pull up Mariah Carey because who doesn't think of Mariah Carey? I didn't catch anything. You see her throwing up the hand signs there. I kind of looked at that earlier. I didn't catch anything like super amazing. But Ooh, that's not really big. Uh, I saw that 2016. It's just she was with Nick Cannon as her spouse to 2016. So yeah, that was a little bit of an overreaction there. But if you were to look deeper at that, you would. Well, she's born on the 27th, Mariah Carey, and so is Mariah the Scientist. Okay, American singer songwriter. Look, she signed with Tory Lanez to release that debut studio album, Master. So let's just click on Tory Lanez real quick, just to kind of like see what's up with his birthday, just real quick. And maybe there's something else with Scientist. Man, you gotta love that Amazon Fire. Like, does it sound like I'm talking to you, Amazon Fire? Let's click on Tory Lanez. But yes, he's born on the 27th. Mariah the Scientist is born on the 27th, and Mariah Carey is born on the 27th. So, how about that? That's pretty wild. All different months. That's interesting right there. Very interesting. But yeah, I don't notice anything massive that pops up right there. So, it pays off to go kind of look on the fly. You get the 27 connection. Notice how Mariah Carey's born in 69. Mariah the Scientist, she's born in Atlanta, and Atlanta equals 69. Look at that right there. Okay, so hey, 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 right? And before we go down the rabbit hole too much there, let's go over here because there's really not a whole lot. I don't want there to be a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to ease in smoothly into my night. Notice Mariah Buckles equals 228. Her man, supposedly, whatever this relationship is, look at Young Thug. This last birthday, just over a week ago, is the 228th day of the year when Mariah Buckles equals 228. Even the album she just dropped released on the 22nd day of the 8th month, 228. And look, I mean, come on, man. That Nicki Minaj kind of look, or Cardi B or whatever. I mean, these characters are just all recycled, man. Doesn't that just make you think of like Nicki Minaj or something? Look at that. I don't know if that's the album cover. Come on, the stuff is not attractive. This GI, is this like some GI Jane image? I mean, the stuff is just not hot, right? This whole Barbie doll thing, whatever. What are they trying to do? You know what I'm saying? Barbie doll, GI Joe. That's a connection. You see the pink there, which connects with Nicki Minaj as well. Look at that 228. So that released 6 days after Thugga's birthday. I mean, it's called Hearts Sold Separately. That's disgusting too, isn't it? The album, and it's her fourth studio project. We're going to go over some of these, but look at those 228s. You cannot argue that. I mean, if you argue it, like, I'd probably just let you argue with yourself and look foolish. You know what I'm saying? Right? Okay, so look, I guess I could have just showed you her Wikipedia because I forgot I put it here. So, Master, the debut studio album, and its follow up, Rai Rai World, she parted ways with both labels in favor of Epic Records. So they're talking about Umbrella and RCA with Tory Lanez. Uh, to release her third studio album, To Be Eaten Alive, which marked her first entry on the Billboard 200. Okay, well, you must have joined some kind of secret group, or you had some kind of come up, right? That's basically what happened there. It doesn't mean all of a sudden you got talented, right? So that's the third album. So this new album is her fourth. Okay, Heart Sold Separately. Check this out. That first debut album, even look, it released on August 23rd. back in 2019. So, there's something with these dates, right? It's not just me being wild. Oh, here's this guy who talks about that number thing, which totally confuses me. No, not really. Obviously, this is important, right? And you can see this new album, August 22nd, her debut album, August 23rd, is Kobe Bryant's birthday. You know, maybe there's something to that. I mean, Bryant's got B like Buckles. Come on, I mean it never fails, man. Bryant's got the B like Buckles. Supposedly that's her last name. I mean, damn, so that's kind of wild, isn't it? So you get that Kobe Bryant birthday release on her debut called Master. Look at her second album released on the ninth day of the seventh month, 97, Rai Rai World. She's born in 97. She's born on October 27th. We went over that earlier. And her third studio album, To Be Eaten Alive, released on her birthday back in 2023. So look at how all these albums, right? I'm not totally wild here, okay? There's a little bit more, but let me just go ahead and play this again.
That I do talk about him, they get mad about it, you know. And in this song that I have with Kali Uchis, I feel like I talk about it. It's like you want somebody to understand. Everybody acts like they want love and they want love for other people, and it's like realistically, if that were the case, people wouldn't be so judgmental about what everybody is doing. And I think at this point, I'm used to people scrutinizing my relationship. You know, it's almost like I expect them to do that. I also don't want it to have such a heavy impact on my opinion on him or us to the point where it makes me not want to do it. I just want to be able to actively decide on my own if it's something that I want to do or not, or if it's something that's serving me or not serving me. And I think it's definitely been a process.
I don't think she's like the best actor, by the way. I mean, are you related? She really doesn't even look human to me. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting older now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this is obviously just a recycled character. You saw that Mariah connection with Mariah Carey, also born on the 27th, but it's just a different month. We looked up Tory Lanez, born on the 27th of July, I think it was. And she first joined Tory Lanez. Tory's got the T like Thug, Young Thug. Young Thug's birthday a little over a week ago. You see this 79 connection here, or, the ninth day of the seventh month, born in 97. Notice that three right there. And obviously these other connections we went over, right? But look, notice her upcoming birthday, October 27, is the 300th day of the year. Okay, if you're a decoder, if you watch anything on Young Thug related to decoding, he's all about that number three, or 33, however you want to put it. Look at her birthday, the 300th day of the year. Look, Young Thug, at least at one point, it says current there, but I don't know if it's changed. Look at the label, YSL 300. Come on, man. And now supposedly he's in this relationship with somebody and their birthday's the 300th day of the year. Come on, man, right? Okay. And don't forget Atlantic Records, YSL 300 Atlantic. And they're both from Atlanta. Come on, man. There's that Cash Money 1017 right there. I mentioned earlier Mariah's birthday is 10 days after 1017, and 1017 is Eminem's birthday. And he had the fling with Mariah Carey. So look how that comes back around here. And Mariah born on the 27th of March. Mariah Carey, Mariah the Scientist, born on the 27th of October. And 1017 with the Eminem birthday and Cash Money 1017 connected to Young Thug. 10 plus 17 is 27. I mean, I'm trying to stay calm here. I'm trying to stay calm here, right? Isn't that wild? And I was gonna mention this 116 again. Shout out to Richard West. I saw that video earlier where you brought up all the 116s that have been hitting. Like I don't even want to try to go and bring them all up right now. There was about 4 116s that have been hitting lately, like with birthdays, right? January 16, 116. So that I mean, damn. That's wild, isn't it? But let's go back over here because I'm trying to just kind of chill right now. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. Where were we? So yes, I mean, how do you chill when you got to talk about all the 33s with Young Thug? I just simply pulled this from the last decode I did on Young Thug. This was his first performance after getting released from jail or whatever, right? Whatever, right? And look, that I forgot what the festival was called, but that's the last breakdown I did on him. Look, he performed on a Sunday. Sunday equals 33. This is from that article there. Look, Bridgeview, Illinois Associated Press. You see that right there? Look at the Illinois abbreviation. ILL looks like a 3. You see that? I circled it. And look at this, marking his first public concert since March. Look at that. March is the third month. I mean, what's with these masks? Come on, man. Goofy, goofy, goofy. This is I mean, it's nice to be able to put these together and just go back and pull them back up again and expose the script. Oh, it was called Summer Smash. Jeffrey equals 33. That's his first name. Wow, there's Williams again. Richard, if you're watching out there, I want the algorithm or anybody out there to go subscribe to the Richard West channel. I don't like how YouTube took away a couple subscribers. We're just trying to play the YouTube game like everybody else. Wow, there's that Williams name again, Richard. You just brought that up earlier. And now Young Thug's connected to another story. And look at how all of this stuff factors in here. And we're about to kick off the NFL season. There's Lamar. You think of Lamar Jackson. Kendrick Lamar is probably going to start trending again. This stuff happens every year. There's Williams again, Richard. But look, Jeffrey 33, Young Thug 33. Uh, Gucci Mane went on to sign Young Thug. And there's that 1017 connection again that we brought up. Look, in 2013, 20 plus 13 is 33. Young Thug, he should be 34 now, but he was 33 at the time of that. That's the Young Thug breakdown I did. That's on the Puppets on Strings Math 2Con 2 channel that I retired. But I think he just turned 34. He was 33, it looked like, at that moment. Dude, look at his birthday, August 16, leaves 137 days. That's a 33rd prime number. Even his last birthday had 33 date numerology, man. Okay. You can go look into Atlanta and look up the Prince Hall FM, that organization, the FMs. Go look up the address of that Prince Hall FM building. Go look up the address in Atlanta, and you're going to see some more 33s. Okay. So look, even this EP, which isn't really a studio album, right? Look at this. Mariah the Scientist released her debut EP to die for. You know, you're gonna get this like one. You're gonna get, is that one eye symbolism? You know, it seems to be a thing. I don't know. Maybe we see a right eye. Maybe we don't. Look at To Die For released this EP January 20th, 2018. 120. Atlanta equals 120 in the reverse cipher. You know, is Young Thug the one who came up with this whole slime thing? I feel like an old man. Is it him? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. If someone knows, AI, let me know. But look, she's got kind of like the green. And wow, you get that green cipher with the reverse as well. And you see the place of birth, Atlanta, Georgia, right there. Okay, so this was pretty cool, huh? I think this was pretty cool. I think, yeah, this was nice.
That I do talk about him. They get mad about it, you know. And in this song that I have with Kali Uchis, I feel like I talk about it. It's like you want somebody to understand. Everybody acts like they want love and they want love for other people, and it's like realistically, if that were the case, people wouldn't be so judgmental about what everybody is doing. And I think at this point, I'm used to people scrutinizing my relationship. You know, it's almost like I expect them to do that. I also don't want it to have such a heavy impact on my opinion on him or us to the point where it makes me not want to do it. I just want to be able to actively decide on my own if it's something that I want to do or not, or if it's something that's serving me or not serving me. And I think it's definitely been a process.
That's amazing too, because today is Kobe Bryant Day. As I record this, I'm recording August 24th. You know, he wore the 8 and the 24, but his birthday was yesterday, Kobe Bryant. That's amazing because Young Thug's birthday, you know, right before Kobe's with the August 16. It's just awesome because Kobe's connected to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's middle name is Jeffrey. Michael Jordan even played with a guy named Scott Williams. I remember growing up. Isn't that wild? Jeffrey Lamar Williams. Look at how all this stuff comes together. Michael Jeffrey Jordan, you know, Young Thug's birthday right before Kobe's. I mean, this is such a script. You know, the algorithm and the computer is running the show, y'all. The algorithm is running all of this, and it feels good to have be able to caught on to this, right? You know, they just bring up the word algorithm, it becomes trendy, right? It's been a thing for a long time. And I need my credit. I mean, if I can, it would be awesome to make thumbnails for a living, wouldn't it? You're right. But yeah, just being able to make thumbnails for these videos, you know, on a platform such as YouTube, which they want us to believe we can just do what we want, be good at it, and get paid. Not the case whatsoever. But that's okay, you know. I'll be fine. We'll all be fine. So yeah, again, not my cup of tea with Mariah the Scientist. I you know, I feel like this is going pretty smooth and I enjoy doing this. I do kind of want to put science in here. I don't notice anything like major with science right there. I was just like, what, you know, let's just see if a freaking 33 pops up. I don't see it. There may be possibly something in there. Okay, you see how it connects with some other stories. What about Scientist? 37 like Bryant. Look, 62 like Sacrifice. That's the song that pops up when you look at the new album on YouTube. 62. Remember, we hit with the 73 earlier? 73-day span from Thugga's birthday to Mariah the Scientist. 73-day span, Sacrifice 73. Reverse that 73, 37. Bryant equals 37. Look at that 125. That's the day LeBron James passed Kobe on the all-time scoring list. Kobe died the next day, January 25th. Okay? And that's interesting because that connects with Sacrifice as well. You get that S right there. Look at that 118. Kobe Bean Bryant equals 81. He scored 81 points on January 22nd against the Raptors, 2006. Okay? So there is a lot going on with Scientist right there. Okay, 125 also hit with it's hit I think a couple of times recently. Man, that's wild. 37, Jordan 37. Look at the 62. Chicago's got that 37. Chicago's got 46 like Sacrifice with the Bulls. You got the red with the Bulls. Chicago, yeah, there's that 46. you know. So, with all of that being said, I think that's my key to get out of here. So, she's got this new album again that just dropped August 22nd, and she's definitely on the rise. And they're using the young thug character, as they do with these characters. They use one to build up another. And that's an amazing 228 connection. Mariah Buckles. If you're still out there listening, if you are listening, Richard, let me know. I ooh, okay. Wow. I was just about to say, let me know what I'm missing with Buckles. When I was thinking of Young Thug, I was thinking of Young Buck by the name, obviously. Wow. Okay. And look at Young Buck's birthday is right before Mariah Carey's. That's what it was. I'm thinking Young Thug. I'm thinking Young Buck. She's got the last name Buckles, and I caught this earlier, but I didn't bring it up because I didn't feel worthy. Look at Young Buck. He's born in 81. There's that 81, American rapper. Look at this. His birthday is 12 days before Mariah Carey with that 1017 Eminem connection with his birthday, 1017 Gucci, who first signed Young Thug, and Mariah Buckles' birthday, 1027, 10 days after Eminem. Eminem and the Mariah Carey script as far as their hookup or whatever. Wow. Young Buck, like Young Thug, Mariah Buckles, who's Mariah the Scientist, Young Buck. Isn't that amazing? And that's kind of like a basketball connection as well. Milwaukee Bucks, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. Mariah's got the M like Michael. Okay, could you imagine if I wasn't recording? Look at, you get Master right there. Kind of makes me think of Master P, to go with that rap connection. And this is, I'm just going wild here now, okay? Isn't that wild? And remember, Mariah Carey, born in 69, Atlanta equals 69. Mariah Carey's birthday, freaking 12 days after Young Buck. Young Buck, Young Thug, Mariah Buckles. Isn't that amazing? So expect some kind of scientist news with another story coming up, okay? right? Expect some scientist to start trending, like supposedly a real scientist. So I feel really good about this decode, okay? And again, you see, all of that just came from this and that video we played and listened to right there. And I guess they had a little article here. Heart sold separately mixes love potions and pensive emotions, which I just kind of found this right here. So that's wild. So this is a come up for this character. You can see she just looks like a recycled character, right? Probably Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, mixed with a little Atlanta, Georgia, probably mixed with somebody else. Look, it says Rihanna right there. Look at this. Whatever they're talking about here, reaching number 25 on the Billboard 200 and named by Rihanna, whatever they're talking about there, that's amazing because her third album is Riri, which kind of sounds like Rihanna, right? Or Ray Ray or whatever. That's what I was thinking of when I saw it. Right there on the top, Rai Rai World. I was thinking of Rihanna when I saw that. And now they say Rihanna in the article. Isn't that wild? Riri. Look at that right there. RIRI. Isn't that amazing? And you get RY World right there. And as soon as I scroll down the freaking article here, it says Rihanna right there. Look at that. Whatever it's referring to, I'm not even going to read it. But it says Rihanna right there. It might not even be the Rihanna, that we all know. They may be talking about something else. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know they had this burning blue right here. You know, I don't. I mean, what's going on with these videos, man? GI Jane, like, can we get some feminine qualities, please? Can we get some? We're done with the rituals and the videos, man. Can we get some feminism? Can somebody bring back feminism? You know what I mean? The stuff is whack, man. We need some feminism. We don't need steps and rituals, man. We don't need this stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? We don't need all of this symbolism, man. We don't need hair looking like horns. We don't need 20-inch fingernails, man. We don't need soldiers. We don't need war. We don't need this. Can we just get some positive, like, feminism? I don't know. So that's my little rant to go with my decode. I hope you enjoyed it. We always seem to be around 30 minutes. Hopefully we're right around there. Until next time.